Welcome everybody to a look at the first film in Radiance Films' new box set, Cosa Nostra, and yeah, all three of these films are directed by Damiano Damiani, and all three also star Franco Nero. So I'll only go through the filmography that I've seen for this film. The rest of them you just have to try and hopefully remember what I've seen them in before. But yeah, still, this first film is 1968's The Day of the Owl, also known as Mafia in the US, and that's the Italian translation. I won't try and pronounce that because I'll no doubt butcher it. So, yeah, this was released in 1968. It's the only film in this box set that is released in the 60s. And yeah, the other films that I've seen from Damiani have been Amityville 2, The Possession, which I find to be better than the first film, as well as 1966's The Witch, which was released in the Gothico Fantastico box set from Arrow Video. Certainly my favourite of the four films in that box set. I didn't buy it myself, I purely rented the films because I wasn't sure about them, and I'm glad I didn't because, yeah, like I said, that The Witch was the only one out of the lot that I enjoyed. It's a crime drama that clocks in at 109 minutes long, or 103 minutes long if you watch the export version, which is included in this release. And yeah, this film stars, like I said, Franco Nero. So I won't go through the filmography of the lead actor and the director for the next two films, but especially since Franco Nero, I've seen him in a ton of films. Films that are around the same kind of time as this: The Third Eye, Texas Adios, High Crime, Django, The Fifth Chord, Massacre Time, and Force 10 from Navarone. But then slightly newer films like Die Hard 2, The Lost City of Zed, John Wick Chapter 2, and from this year, The Pope's Exorcist, where he actually plays the Pope. So, yeah, and he's great in all the films. Not all the films are great, but he is definitely great in all of them. Also stars Claudia Cardinale, who is also in Once Upon a Time in the West, Fitzcarraldo, The Pink Panther, the original, The Professionals, and the more recently The Iron Prefect, which was also released by Radiance Films. And finally, also stars Lee J. Cobb, who was in 12 Angry Men, the original, The Exorcist, the original. I have to say that now since there's a new one coming out soon, as well as On the Waterfront and several of Indicator's film noir efforts from their box sets from up there. The likes of Johnny O'Clock, The Dark Past, The Garment Jungle, Scirocco, and The Family Secret. So, yeah, definitely a stacked cast outside of Franco Nero, and yeah, the film itself is really rather great, quite frankly. So, yeah, the plot synopsis is set in Sicily. This tells the tale of an Italian cop who heads to a small island town to look into the depth of a construction supplier. Once there, he is shocked by the influence the mafia has over the people and even himself. So, yeah, what a way to start this box set, quite frankly, as this is an absolutely highly engrossing effort that, unlike other Italian crime films from the subsequent decade, this is grounded in realism, as this at its heart is a police procedural, while having interesting enough characters surrounding it to help keep it as engrossing as it is. The cast is also great. The score is excellent. It is well shot. The pacing is perfect for the well structured plot. The character interactions are really well handled, and there is some solid tension. Sure, with it being grounded in realism, that means that there isn't much in the way of action. Certainly not in comparison to other Italian crime films from the likes of the 70s. But that is more than made up for thanks to the abundance of positive elements that it has going for it. So, yeah, this also has a whole host of extras on the disc, which is there. So yeah, extras include the fact that it's a 2K restoration, which is the case for all three films in the box set. It's got a new interview with star Franco Nero, featuring archive footage of Damiano Damiani and Leonardo Schizzaschi from 2022, clocking in at 17 minutes long. You've also got archival interview with Franco Nero, writer Ugo Pero, and production manager Lucio Trentini from 2006, clocking in at 27 minutes long. You've got identity crime cis filmmaker and Italian crime cinema expert Mike Malloy discusses The Day of the Owl in the context of the formation of the Italian crime genre from 2022, clocking in at 20 minutes long. You've got Casting Cobb, A Tale of Two Continents, a video essay by filmmaker Howard S. Berger, looking at actor Lee J. Cobb's career, transition from Hollywood to Italy, and the archetypes of the kind of film characters he tended to play. That's from this year, 2023, clocking in at 33 minutes long. And then you got an archival interview with Claudia Cardinale from Belgian TV, in which he discusses her long and storied career. That's from 2017, clocking at 22 minutes long. Plus a trailer, new and improved English subtitles for the Italian audio and for the English export. And then you've got the reversible sleeve that we have on this cover as well. So I'll just quickly get this out for you. So yeah, that's the American title that it went under, which is a little bit less, interesting of a title, to be honest. Kind of like The Day of the Owl, because it's kind of like a and not a particularly direct kind of title, but it does make sense in terms of the context of the film, as when the construction supply gets killed at the beginning, it takes place right at the start of the day, dawn, which is when, owls pretty much kill their prey, dusk till dawn, basically, like cats, basically, in that regard. So, really, really impressive amount of extras, though, on the disc. I think that comes to how long? You got 17, 44, 64, 97 minutes, 119 minutes of extras there. So more extras there in length than the film is long itself. But obviously you also have the export version, which clocks in at 103 minutes long, which you can watch separate to the Italian original. So fantastic release. We got a slight hint of the box set. Well, I say hint, it was already pretty much announced by that point, but kind of promotional material, as Radiance Films sent out art cards with their first half-year bundle release of films, and they released art cards for all 3 films. So yeah, this is the art card for the first film. So looking forward to the next 2 films for sure, given how great this film was. So hopefully they keep up the quality, quite frankly. So if you've seen this film before, I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. But if you haven't, and you're into your Italian kind of films, especially from the likes of Radiance, who have released several Italian films that are quite frankly great, then I do highly recommend it. Nonetheless, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.